I'm all over the place today. And we are live. Hello, family. Welcome to this live today. I'm here again with our beautiful people, boss ladies, business partners, mentors, coaches. All are here to enlighten us, to give us their golden information that can help somebody out there in this new year. So if you are listening to us, get a cup of tea, sit down, and let's introduce you to something that is changing our lives, changing thousands of lives every single day. So we are here briefly to share how working more doesn't fix anybody's life. Working more doesn't really give you peace of mind. So for us here, we have been in that position whereby we are working too much, but it's not really helpful to us. So I just want to introduce myself. My name is Bena. I'm a mom, a nurse, a digital business owner, a mentor, living here in the UK. And, this digital business is the one bringing me here every Sunday to talk to you who are listening, who are watching, and, just to help somebody out there that maybe is in the same position that I was in and wants to change their lives. So our topic today, as you can see it there scrolling, is we are talking about you do not need more work. You need more options. And we are here to give you those options. You don't need more work because we know the outcomes of this small work. Working two, three jobs, working so many hours, extra hours every day. You need options for your peace of mind, for your freedom, for your future, for your kids' future, or for whoever is in your family that is, you need to support or to help. You need that. Even it may not be financially, but if you are in that peace, in that freedom, you are not exhausted, you are not overworked, they might be getting something from you, maybe being there for them, supporting them. So that's why we say you do not need to work more. You just need these options, more options. And that's what all these boss ladies here are going to be talking about. So for me, just briefly to say that I was that person out there working these long shifts. I used to work long shifts, 12 and a half hours shift. I think it is even used to be more, maybe 12 hours. Because I mean more than 12 hours because you have the travel to and fro. After your 12 and a half hour shift, then you get to travel another hour and a half to and from work. Doesn't matter what type of weather is outside there. So I felt exhausted. I felt burnt out. I felt like, I was missing so much from my family, from even those who are back home. Sometimes you go weeks without calling your mom back home and saying, oh, how are you today? Because every time you probably think of, oh, I'll go call it, maybe it is late night. So that's why these options are very important to somebody, especially people in the diaspora. If you are in the diaspora and you are struggling, you're working day, night, or long hours, you only get time to be in your home while you are sleeping. That is not, that's not life. That is not freedom. So these boss ladies here are going to be explaining to you, introduce themselves, and just give you examples or something that will help you, hopefully change your life for the better and see all the options that we have that can change that for you. Okay, thank you very much. I will invite our first guest to introduce herself and just, answer this question for me. So Caroline, you are in. Welcome. So you're going to introduce yourself and tell us what moment made you realize that working more wasn't the answer for your life.
Thank you so much, Sister Bernard. Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday to everybody. We're excited. I'm excited to be part of this webinar. Thank you so much, Sabina. Thank you for the question. That's a very important question. It says, what moment makes you realize that working more was not the answer for your life? You know, this is very important question, and it hit me right because when I listen to that question, when I look at it, I remember, you know, the time that I said I had to make a turnaround, right? So I will start by just asking also a simple question like, have you ever done everything right? Like you're giving in the extra hours, then you are sacrificing time, you are, doing the night, doing the extra hours, and at the end of the month, you seem to like life is not moving forward. You seem to like just pay the bills, and then you feel like you're still stuck. If you've been like that, I really relate with you because that was where I was. I was working like long hours, not working night, working weekends, and it's just another point. I just saw like things are not moving the way they should move because at the end of the day, at the end of the month, I see that the bills are paid and things are seem like I'm just like stuck, you know? And so I'm thinking, what would keep me away from just being under the hour work? Because one of the things that came in my mind is when we're working under hours only, the hours like a ceiling, we only have 24 hours a day. And when we work under hours, there is a limitation onto how you can be productive, onto how you can have finances or whatever freedom. Now, what actually made me make a turnaround was the moment where I started to realize that I need to change something. Until I change something, nothing will change for me. So until I stop looking at just working hour upon hour for each day and start looking of where I can have a more options where I don't have to depend on hours. And when I found this system, it's where like an answer prayer for me because it means now that I don't just have to work hours. I have found a system that is working automatically, automated system that's working, that I would now not just depend on that hour that at the end of the month, I'm not able to really do what I need to do, but I can start building something. And so what really helped me about this business was not like have a quick make money or a quick fix something. It was because of the system that works. Therefore, I break out of that stagnation, and I'm now building something that's working for me now and for the future. And that's the most important, the reason why I make a turnaround, Sister Bennett, because for me, just working for hours and at the end, I'm not building anything. Now I'm building something that is teaching me that this is bringing me into financial freedom, into freedom, into more flexibility. The options was important for me, and that's why I took it. Thank you so much. I hope I answered the question, or I hope I said something that helps someone out there.
Yes, you have. Thanks for sharing. You have. It takes courage to admit that, working more wasn't your real solution, but
Right.
you found a system that is
Mm,
going, that is building something for yourself and for your family, for your future. So this
mhm,
is what we are here to tell you about. We have a system, or a business model that works for you. You don't have to be running in and out all day, in and out, using your physical energy, using your body physically to work. This is an option for you to choose, to say, okay, yes, I can still do my 9 to 5 job, but I need something for me. And this is where the working smarter comes in. Building something for you that is your baby. Put it like, your last born, whatever, if you have already had your babies, put it as your baby. And if you look it and nurture it like your baby, I'm telling you, you will see the difference that is going to help you and help your family. So thank you so much that, because, we always think, I need to get more shifts. I need to get a second job to be able to do all of this. we've done it all, and we know we've done it all, or some of us are still doing it, and we don't see a change year in, year out. So, you have to find a solution, especially this online business that we are here. We have lots of people in there. It's an option for you to check out and see whether it is for you, whether you can do it. But if you just sit down and not do anything, nothing's not going to change. You keep working more day in, day out. So thank you for that, Sister Caroline. So our next question goes to Sister Lynn, our mentor. So the question is, if you had more options, is it the same one?
Yeah.
It's yours, yeah. If you had more options today, more time, more income, or more freedom, what is the first thing you would change for your family? So all to you, introduce yourself and tell us all about it.
Oh my, thank you, sister, for first of all creating time for us to be here to serve. Serving in terms of sharing what we have learned so far. And Happy New Year! This is our first time we are coming once more here, and just to wish everyone, a prosperous 2026 of intention. So my name is Lynette. As my sisters mentioned, I'm a mom, and professionally I'm in IT. Originally from Kenya, but currently is living in USA. When my sister Carol was answering her question, a lot really triggered in my mind. And first of all, we left our comfort. And when I say comfort, it's not necessarily material, although material is part of it, but the comfort of being in the company of those people who value you. When you talk of not calling a mom for a couple of days, like I said, it triggered so much in me. And so when you look at it, it's like, why am I not being able to even be present? Yes, I'm at a distance, but I can still be present to those ones who matter to me by just taking 1 hour of talking to my mother, talking to my dad, talking to my siblings without feeling that I need to be in a rush to somewhere. And that reminded me of one of my leaders who said, money is a horrible master when it is dictating what you need to do at what time, including our sovereign existence as human beings. Then you need to ask yourself many questions on why are you not living above the provisions that God has already given us. So when this leader was like, money is a horrible master, but a great servant, I was like, that is where I want to get. I want to dictate what this money is going to be used for, and not money and its absence dictating how I should show up or what should I buy today and not today. Have you ever had, for parents, your child asks you for something and at the back of your mind, that thing is essential. But when you look in your pocket, you don't have the money, and you calculate your move so that you're like, you don't need that right now. We'll get it later. And it's not only kids. Like I said, we come from backgrounds that are somehow in need of our support. How many times have you had calls from home and, instead of being cheerful, it coming with a request, and you start asking, should I answer this call? Should I not? And there's somebody home who is hoping that because of your presence here, they'll be elevated. But because of our circumstances, we got ourselves in systems that we really didn't know the cost of moving and existing in these systems that were not really created or developed with us in mind. We have found ourselves on the right, on the left, on the run always, because we need to pay bills. And so the little paycheck that comes in, it has already been allocated. And so when a call comes from home, and it comes from a good point of view because you care, that is why it keeps you stressed. If you didn't care, then you will really not bother with, or it will not affect your emotions. So this is where I'm coming from, that if I had money, I will change the emotional climate, not only of my home, but also for those people who matter and the causes that matter to you too. You have had cases where you'll see, I don't know whether it matters to you, but a homeless and you just want to be there for them. You've had cases where you see, this potential in this kid. What they need is only a push, especially back home from where we come from. If I got this kid in this institution, then she will change or he will change the trajectory of their family. But sometimes, like I said, because you are receiving with the left hand and getting out with the right hand, you remain in that dilemma of what can I do? And so more income for me will reduce the tension. The tension, not really to impress anybody, but to serve. Because the truth is that financial pressure, it shapes our moods, our patience, and how we respond to families and causes that matter to us. So when you are no longer surviving, your kindness will increase. And let's be real here, that peace is pegged on a number of things. One of them is resources. We want to say it's a personal trait, or want to imagine it's a personal trait. No. Peace is grounded on a number of things. And so if money isn't an issue as one of the resources, I'm saying you will greatly serve, and in so doing, it will be a great servant. And so your peace will also be intact, because then you will have had permission to show up fully as you in the various aspects of your life. And if I narrow down to parents, when we are feeling safe with no anxiety, the way we show up our kids, they also feel that security within them. So again, on the same premise, I'll be more available. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I'll be more present to those ones who matter to me. I'll be more present to the causes that matter to me, because you know what? When you have money and time is not a kind of, you're not trading your time for survival. Presence just becomes a possibility. It just becomes something that you can show up anytime, because I'm not looking at my schedule to say, what am I supposed to be doing, or what will I be doing when I give up my time to this? You engage your purpose fully. And that will eliminate an element of regret that can come later, when you knew you could have done something, but you didn't do it because you lacked at one point to take on an option, or let me say, a privilege that you let pass you by, while if you could have taken it, that privilege could have seen you to greater heights of your provision, greater heights of your presence, greater heights of your peace. I'm saying I'll be more present. I can talk on that for long. What we are saying, that freedom just doesn't buy your peace of mind or rest, but it also gives you permission to give attention to what is needed in your life and the lives of those ones who matter to you. And in so doing, as a parent, I will change the story of my children. More freedom will allow me to model choices, not just endurance, because most of us, we've been enduring. More freedom will allow me to model choices.
You can mute yourself.
Just endurance, because most of us, we've been enduring. Okay, so
Sorry, guys.
no problem. I was saying I will change the story of inheritance to my kids because I'll be modeling before them that, hey, you have time, you have money, go and do what appertains to your existence on this world. And the truth of the matter is, even in our present states of survival, our kids are watching. Not necessarily what we are telling them, they see more of what we do. And so it's my prayer that we are not normalizing exhaustion so that they see exhaustion as normal, absence as a normal thing, So the truth of the matter is we have people looking at us to not only tell them of what is there, but show them. Leave it so that they can see and see it well. So legacy will begin with the options that we create for ourselves and for the kids and for the causes that matter to us, and not the sacrifices we are normalizing. And so, my sister, before I go on talking, because this is a very pertinent kind of question to me, because it arouses a lot that we need to be thinking about as we commence with this year, so that we can change something. And so if the way the question has stirred something in me, if it is also stirring something in you, I'll ask you to sit with it. And if you're open to learning on how other parents like us are creating more options intentionally, then stay close, because these conversations are the reasons we are existing and why we are here now and tonight. Because you know what? We know that presence will create connection, or we need presence to connect well. And with that connection, we'll be building legacy because we'll be modeling it before them the way we should. So thank you so much, my sister, for that question.
Thank you. That's so powerful. Thank you. Sister McKenna, our clap. You know you are the boss of all that. Thank you so much. That was, if you're out there and you are listening to us, this is the time to change, to start creating options for your children. These options we are talking about are not only for us, whereby you get your peace, your freedom, you will overcome the burnout, but they are also options for your children's future. Whereby, as she said, they can start off the right way. Maybe without student loans, they can start out without having any debts, that they can start their life the right way and not worry about mom. Mom is getting old, dad is getting old, and, she doesn't have a pension. She has not built her her retirement package is not good enough to support. So we have to work harder or work long hours to support her. So the options are there, and they are really good options, both financially and mentally, physically. There is so many. We talk about the online business, and we'll give you all of that. A business that we're always talking about here, week in, week out. This new year, please change your life. Listen, it may look like, we are here talking, but we are not here every week just to waste time. We have seen what this business can do for everyone, for everyday people like us. So we want you to take that leap of faith and, do your due diligence. Do your due diligence, and you'll see what this business can do for you and your family and your future. Yes, thank you so much. So our next guest is our coach in the house. So question for you, Sister Coach McKenna. What fears have been holding you back from trying something new? And what small steps are you willing to take or have been taking? Would you be willing to, you will be will be willing to take from today? I know you've moved on a little bit, but you also started somewhere whereby someone has wants to know, how did you start so confidently, or how did you do this? So introduce yourself, and the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I was to do something before I start. Let me see. I wanted to clap for these wonderful ladies here. They've done a good job, and I always call this a train. The sound is just like a train. And I want to send one train to Germany and the other one to Michigan. Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate you for your point. One thing I love about this business is that we share our stories. We are so honest to share our stories with you guys. Otherwise, my name is McKenna. I was born and raised in Kenya, but I live in the US with my family. I am so grateful to God for His grace, for His love, and for the opportunity to speak to somebody. I always tell people we are here not for us. Already for us, we found this business, we're in it, we're thriving in it, we're talking to somebody like you out there. And would you please bring that question back there so that I will be able to reflect, and especially on that part of the fear. Um, what fear has been holding you back? For me, first and foremost, I just want to say that yes, I had a lot of fear with social media. I was not a social media person. I was very private. And this business really turned things for me. And right now, I can't believe who I am and what I'm doing on social media. Sometimes I don't believe it. And that was fear. Another thing, what I can say is most of the time, that's fine, Bella. Most of the time, we have the need, we have the desire for change. Carol talked about there's nothing that will change if you don't do things different. But still, there's that fear of failure. What if I don't succeed? What if I don't make it? All those things sometimes keep on holding us back. And we're like, hey, my goodness, I don't have all what it takes. Sometimes we try to put age, sometimes we try to put experience, the experience that we had 2, 5, 10 years back, and we still carry those things forward and say, hey, maybe I tried this and it fails. I don't think I can make it again. And that fear will hold you. There's nothing that will really change unless you're able to take that bold step and say, I am ready to move forward. I am ready to change my life. And this is the way. I always tell people with our digital online business, there's no point of being afraid. Why? Because we are real people talking to you. And another thing, there is that room of asking questions. There's that room of you seeing, because we always say register and watch that 20 minutes webinar. It talks about the business. And that means you're able to interact with the video. And in case you have any question, you're like, oh, tell me more. And there is always somebody to tell you more. And again, we always say there is a mentor and a coach. That means somebody is there to guide you. You don't have to worry and feel like, yeah, you're moving alone. Today, I was preaching about being known, and you are beloved, and you are not alone. And all the time, I always try to encourage the people that I'm preaching to that the word of God is there. This word was written over 2,000 years back. This word is full of the promises of God, more than 10,000 promises of God. That really helps us to know the purpose and who God is in our lives. But if you're not ready to take the word and hone the word and keep it to you, that word doesn't really make sense to anybody. Even if God is there shouting and talking to you, if you don't take and hone the words, then they means nothing. The same case for you, you really have to hold, you have to take that step of faith. Do not let fear hold you back, whereby you feel like, oh, this is not my time. Who tells you it's not your time? If you believe it is your time, then God will manifest in his own ways. For me, what I'm saying in 2026, you have a great opportunity to change your life for better. Why? Because this system is getting better every day. There is a business here that is changing other people's lives. And why would you like to be left behind? I always tell people, come in, check the business. This is like not any other business. It's all unique. It's different. It depends with where you are and where you want to go. So, do you believe in yourself? Will you let fear, stigma, yeah? Will you let the past experiences carry you? Or are you going to say in 2026, I am ready to have that shift in my life? I am ready to change my life. So if you do that, we are ready. We are here. All of us, you can see we have our www. Those are our shops. Those are our businesses. This business, it is our business. And therefore, once you start, it will be your business. And therefore, today you can decide to be a business owner. The business will be yours. The website built for you. So there is a lot that comes with this business. And we are here to support you, to mentor you, to coach you until you get to where you want. But first, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you're enough? Do you want to overturn your life and do things better? I think we are here. We are ready. Back to you, Albena.
Thank you so much, Sister McKenna. With all those honest answers, I hope all of us who are watching us or watching the replay have taken in this, fear. I don't think any one of us here started this business without fear or without, any kind of fear. It might have been social media. It might have been thinking, what is this old business? I've never done any online business. But, if you don't dig deeper, if you don't look into this business and find out what are they talking about, they started with fear, but they are doing it now. How did they overcome this? That's why we say due diligence. That's where your due diligence comes in. The small steps. We started small steps. We chose to start small because we had the fears. You don't just come and jump in and say, okay, tomorrow is gonna be all good. We've worked on our fears one step at a time. So with the mentorship she has talked about, the coaching, the community, the business model that is already done, you don't have to work it out. It's already worked out for you. It's already there. So come with your fear, but then you will see how that fear will go with you learning more, informing yourself, and anyone here you resonate with, or you are on their platforms, just go into that website. They are all there. Click on it, watch that information video that is going to give you the options that you need to stop overworking yourself, to stop worrying about your future, your children's future. This will give you all those options that you are thinking about but not taking a step. So I want to thank you all for being here. Connect with us. We are all here to mentor you. We are all here to support you any way you want us to support you, and we will guide you. We will not leave you alone. So if you want to learn more about this digital income, the websites are there, the WhatsApp numbers are there, or you can just message in the comments and say, what options do you have? How can I know more about these options? And we can sit down with you and explain one-on-one, so that you can start building these options for yourself, instead of looking for more jobs that are making you exhausted, or are taking you away from your family. Or even if you don't have a family, maybe if you're in diaspora, you can't even go home to see your family back home. There is one person I was talking to, and she said she spent 17 years. She has spent 17 years. Her dad passed away, her sister passed away, and she has not been able to go. But everybody thinking, oh, she's in the diaspora. She's making so much money. Why isn't she coming? Things are not easy. Because we don't have those options. We are thinking of bills, food, what will my kids eat, how will they get dressed, how will I feed them? So this will give you the options to have that freedom and that peace of mind for yourself. So thank you all for joining us. Share the live to whoever you think might need this message. Share to them. So bless you all, bless your families, and we encourage you to join us. Thank you, and we'll see you next week, next Sunday. Bye-bye.